Hi, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Label Breakers, where we help you see yourself as the Creator sees you and get rid of all the negativity that the world has placed on you so that you can live in purpose, on purpose, and with the one who is your purpose. So, tonight we are going to continue with our study about becoming a butterfly. So we are actually on part 3 now, and from death to life, the breaking that first beauty. And just as a reminder about the 4 stages of becoming a butterfly, there's the egg stage, where the journey begins when the butterfly lays the eggs on a leaf or a plant. And then there is the larva or the caterpillar stage. And once hatched, remember the caterpillar's main job is to eat and grow. Eat and grow. It sheds its skin multiple times as it expands in size. So we talked about how, as a caterpillar, we are eating and growing on the truths of God's word and who He says He is in our identity. So that is such a critical stage, a fun stage, where we just continue to eat and grow in size and get ready to move on to the next stage, which is the pupa, our chrysalis stage. And then this is the transformation zone. And the caterpillar forms a protective shell or chrysalis. And inside, remember, guys, this is the crazy part. Inside, it breaks down into a kind of soup. So, in that chrysalis stage, do you think it feels good to the caterpillar to break down into a kind of soup? Um, I don't know about you, but I know going through some transformation where it feels like I might be made into soup doesn't necessarily feel comfortable or good. And all those things that we have been eating and growing bigger in size, we now are using that in our transformation. We are sitting in that and breaking down all of the things we learned and heard with him to into the transformation stage. So we are in the soup stage. So, and remember, this stage is unseen with our naked eye. Like it is happening inside the chrysalis, and others cannot necessarily see that transition. And I mean, if we are kind of soup, we might not actually be seeing our literal transition in that time because it is a total identity shift. But there is one who sees us, and he is the one that is doing the transformation. He's the one that whose identity we are learning who he really is. So that identity becomes our identity. We can know who we really are. So um, it is a critical stage. I don't know if I'd call it a fun stage, but it is a powerful stage. So, and then the fourth stage is we become the adult butterfly. And this can take days or weeks, and then the butterfly emerges. For us, it can take years. um, but once it comes out of its cocoon, it pumps fluid into its wings, dries them off, and then takes flight, completely transformed. So once we come out of that cocoon, we can be let our wings dry off and get situated as we're in that stage so that we can take flight completely transformed. So I encourage you, if you did not watch the last two episodes of Label Breaker, that you can go back and watch those where we dig in a little deeper on those first couple of stages. As I said, tonight we are going to go into part 3 and what that entails for us in our transition of from death to life and the breaking that first beauty. So tonight we are also sorry, I'm a little distracted, guys. I will pull it together here. My son was just calling me, so I will message him in a bit. But our core passage is Colossians 3, and we started in verse 3. So tonight we are going to look at verse 13, and part 3, we are going to talk about forgive as you have been forgiven. So this part is going to help us on releasing, healing, and being able to fly free. So let's read Colossians 3:13 in the Passion Translation. It says, tolerate the weaknesses of those in the family of faith, forgiving one another in the same way you have been graciously forgiven by Jesus Christ. If you find fault with someone, release this same gift of forgiveness to them. So let's delve into that for a moment. Tolerate the weaknesses of those in the family of faith. So I don't know about you guys, but I had a lot of weaknesses. As we go through our label breakers, we realize that some of those labels made us weak as we held on to them, believed them, were in them. And this says in the family of faith, which I think is extra important, that those who are identifying with us in that faith, that we do have extra grace for each other. Because I believe why that is important is because we are being an example for those who may not have the same faith testimony or walk as we say we do. And that one of our core things we say of being a Christ follower or following after him in the faith is that we love one another. So if we can tolerate and have forgiveness for those who say they're our brother and our sister, or even our literal brother and sister in our families, then what a testimony for those outside of the family that we can share with them. And so I think that is why he says first for the family of faith. But we should have that forgiveness for everyone. So forgiving one another in the same way you have been graciously forgiven by Jesus Christ. Who, guys? We all know. We all know what Jesus did for us willingly and wholly. That he suffered betrayal, he suffered punishment, he suffered pain, agony, and ultimately death in his physical body. And that he did it for the joy set before him. that He graciously forgave us everything. And when you really sit in that, when you really sit in the love that He pours out on us. Guys, when you are in suffering, when you're in pain, when you're in betrayal, you really don't want to think about others. You really don't want to put them first. And especially if they have caused you that pain, or caused you that hurt, or caused you that betrayal. We don't want to forgive. We want them to feel the same kind of pain and suffering that we are feeling. I know, guys, because I've been there. I've been there where I feel justified in my pain, that I want to be acknowledged that I'm in pain. Physical, spiritual, mental, emotional. I want to be acknowledged that I'm in pain. And so I will stay in that pain until I am acknowledged in it. Guys, I just want to encourage you. It is so much better. Life is so much better when you choose to forgive, when you choose to let go, and not stay even in justified pain. You don't have to stay there. I was just part of a group over the weekend, and some of the pains that are deep pains that we have to all walk through and let go is abandonment. It can be physical abandonment, emotional abandonment, you feel like you were abandoned spiritually. Abandonment, betrayal. Betrayal is a big one, and it can take on all kinds of forms. Literal betrayal, physical, like adultery, betrayal, coming against in a business. I mean, there's all kinds of forms, big and small. Shame. We can have shame. Things we've done, others have done to us. And rejection. You feeling rejected by your parents, your spouse, your children, your job, yourself, people on social media, and powerlessness. Do you feel like there's nothing you can do about what's going on? Again, powerlessness can be you choosing to stay. You choosing to stay there because you want to be recognized, which you think is a form of power over those who may be causing you pain. But really, you're in powerlessness because you're giving them the power over you to stay in your pain. You can take that power back in forgiveness and say, no, I don't have to hold this record of wrong against you. I do not have to keep it. I release it to the one, to Jesus Christ. That is the whole purpose of the cross, guys, was that he suffered our pain so that he knows, and he understands. He fully felt and feels our pain with us. He fully does. Someone asked in a group I was in last night, why is suffering the thing that brings us closer to God? And that's a hard question. They're like, why can't it be something good? And the guy who was leading the group gave an answer that was pretty good. That Jesus wants to understand our suffering. Guys, he didn't give us suffering. He does not want us to suffer. That wasn't his original design or his original plan, to have suffering. But it came into the world and we chose it. We chose it by choosing to acknowledge the suffering. We only knew good and he only wanted us to know good. We chose to know the evil. We chose to know the suffering. But the wonder of him is he knew, and he always had a plan to restore it back to his original plan. And in order to take away the suffering, he had to become the suffering. He had to become our pain. And so he understands it, but he doesn't want it for us. We don't want it for us. I don't want it for me. I want to be done with suffering, physical pain in my body. You guys know Psalms 41, that he gave me to claim, that he is my kind healer. He will heal my body and my soul as I confess my sins to him. And sin is not a behavior. Sin is a missing the mark of what he wants for us. Sin can be a habit that we continue to walk in because we want to be acknowledged. So as we confess that we don't want to walk there anymore, we can let it go. We can let go of the record of wrong. We can stand in love. Because he is love. Whew, guys. So if you find fault with someone, release this same gift of forgiveness to them that Jesus released to us on the cross. And actually before the cross. So it was always his plan. He's already forgiven us from the beginning of the world. We're already fully forgiven in him. He forgave us before anything even happens. So let us carry that same forgiveness inside ourselves as we come to know his true identity more and more. We can come to know that true identity in us and be able to fully let it go, fully move on. So, guys, butterflies don't carry baggage. Have you ever seen a butterfly with a suitcase? No. They can fly free. They are beautiful in what they're wearing. So as you emerge from your cocoon, this new creation, don't bring out any baggage with you. But if a little bit sticks on there, let it go. Let it dry off so you can fly free. Butterflies break free not only from the cocoon of limitation, but from the weight of the past. And in the way we do that, the weight of our past, how we break free, is forgiveness. Don't hold on to your past, guys. I just did a podcast with my beautiful sister who just lost her husband 3 weeks ago. And it is shared on my wall, so you can see it. But she had just buried her husband the morning before we recorded the episode. And we were talking about moving forward, not looking back to our past, guys, but moving forward. And how we move forward is forgiveness. Forgiveness for ourselves, forgiveness for those closest to us, forgiveness for every perceived wrong or even a real wrong. Jesus brings the healing. He's already brought the healing. He's already taken your suffering upon himself. So you can fully release it to him. And as you do, he'll be right there with you. He'll be right there with you, holding your hand, hugging you close, whispering in your ear that you are his beloved. You are wanted. You have been bought with a great price. He wants to give you all of himself. And he is pure love. Pure love. So in that, he understands that when you say you forgive someone, it's not about saying what happened is okay, because it wasn't. It wasn't okay. What happened to you was not okay. It should never have happened to you. But Jesus was there. He's here now. Cry it out with him. Yell and scream it out with him. Give it to him. Release it all. And in the release, say, I forgive you. I forgive me. I forgive you, God. And in that release, you are refusing to be held a hostage any longer. You are no longer being held prisoner, captive, hostage to that thing that had you bound. Maybe literally bound physically, emotionally, spiritually, mentally. Let it go. you can let it go. You are unlocking the door of your chrysalis, not just so you can leave, but so nothing else can follow you in. So you are leaving your chrysalis, but nothing else has to follow you anymore. You can fly free of it. And the beauty of that is now you can share. So you can help someone else fly free of it too. Because so many of us, truly every one of us, has something that's broken that needed repair, that needed love, that needs to know you are fully loved and fully wanted just how you are in this moment, just how you are. But he loves you so much. He wants to take your pain and your suffering away. Because you know what? He already did. He already took it from you. So don't hold on to it for 1 second longer. Colossians 3:13 isn't just a suggestion to us. It's a spiritual survival skill. A spiritual survival skill. It says to forgive in the same way you have been forgiven. Fully, freely, undeservedly, and again and again. Why? Because unforgiveness binds you to your old self. It poisons your thoughts, it distorts your identity, and worst of all, it slows your wings so you can't fly. And unfortunately, until we are all transformed, we're going to have moments where we're going to feel abandonment, betrayal, shame, rejection, and powerlessness. And we're going to be given the opportunity to forgive. But each time, you can soar higher, you can soar quicker, you can fly faster. Because when you release others, even those who never say sorry or acknowledge the pain they put you in, you release yourself. When you release others, you release yourself. Forgiveness is the fuel of freedom. Forgiveness is the fuel of freedom. So, guys, I'm going to leave you with a couple questions for tonight. One is, who are you still holding in the prison of unforgiveness? And is it also keeping you locked up? 2, what wounds from the past are still attached to your identity? We can go through the 12 acts again and break off some labels. Go through the acts to identify what is causing that pain still. But what wounds from the past are still attached to your identity? And 3, What would it feel like to fully forgive in the same way Christ has forgiven you? Can you imagine that? What it would feel like to fully forgive in the same way that Christ has forgiven us, forgiven you. And I love this one. How can you release forgiveness as a gift today? Not just an obligation, but a gift. Forgiveness is a gift that you give away. And then it's a gift that you receive because you're free. So, guys, this was a little bit heavy one tonight. There's a lot to this, and especially there's so much going on in our world right now where forgiveness is the key to being able to break off so many things. So, wonderful three, we thank you, Jesus. We thank you for the gift of forgiveness that you gave us on the cross. Wonderful three, we know that you all were there. It is a gift that our Papa and Holy Spirit partake into. And we thank you for it. Thank you for forgiving us. Before we even were born, you forgave us. You forgive us no matter what we've done, no matter who we are. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for knowing and partaking and taking my suffering, for taking our suffering, for understanding it, for understanding our pain, our righteous, well, maybe not even righteous anger, but our anger, our hurt, our fear, our longing. You took it all so you can understand everything that we are walking right now. Every situation, you understand and you're here with us. Thank you. I just commit each one who's hearing this tonight to you, that they will be able to trust you with their heart, trust you with their mind, trust you with their body, trust you with their forgiveness, so that they can step into freedom with you, joy with you, peace that has no explanation of why they have it now, but you are joy, you are peace, you are love, you are mercy, you are kindness, you are goodness, you are our faith. Thank you. So I just commit them all to you right now. And I know you got them. You got all of us. Let us trust you. Let us let go so we can break out of the cocoon and fly free. Thank you, wonderful three. Let it be. So, guys, thank you for joining me again tonight. And next week, we will continue with part 4, and which is a sneak peek of part 4, is the final layer of flight so that we can fly, guys. We can fly. I want to fly. I want to soar. I want to fly on the wings like eagles. I want to run and not grow weary. I want to walk and not faint. But even more than that, I want the superpower of flying. And I want to soar high. So let's get our wings and figure out this flying thing, guys. So next week, I will be driving on my way to Georgia for getting ready for our BU retreat. So I'm going to record an episode for you to be playing as that is happening. And we are so excited. We still do have a couple spaces, or even a couple days spaces, if you just want to come out for Friday or Saturday and be a part of the day and a part of what we are doing with the horses. Please reach out to me or reach out to my mom, Sandy Jackson. I will put her contact information under this video so you can reach out to her and contact her, since it's getting short notice. But we are excited for the ones who are coming. We're excited. We always enjoy spending time together and spending time with you. So we are excited for that. So woohoo, it is coming up next week, and stay tuned. I'm sure I will be going live in there and showing you some of the goodness of what goes on there. So thank you for joining me again tonight, guys. And we will see you next time on Label Breaker. And you know that I love you high, deep, and wide. Bye, guys.